Well, greetings. Alright, thank you for joining us for tonight's broadcast. Before we get started, as usual, I guess some things are coming online, who knows. YouTube is so far so good. Okay, as you can tell in the title, Anthony Bourdain, or however you pronounce his name, committed suicide. And I have to be honest, when I connected that, when I first saw that, what I felt was depression. I didn't think it was the elite. But now when I'm connecting to it more, I mean, there's so much scrambled energies around that at this point. I mean, I do connect to his energies, but you don't always know. I believe it's him. I don't believe he did kill himself, but if he did, there's also, I mean, nobody's ever going to really know. I mean, not really. I mean, not in the mainstream. Okay, we'll just say he did to make those in the world happy. But you can also get attacked astrally where you just can't think anymore. You go insane. You just, off yourself. But it is kind of strange how this week there's 2 celebrity hangings when there's like multiple ways to kill yourself. So yeah, it's strange. So obviously I don't have any evidence or anything. I don't think he did it, but at the first point I felt he did it, but now I'm kind of changing that. It was not very clear. At least it was, but wasn't. And either way, there are ways of hiding evidence, at least through energy. So that's what makes it kind of complicated with that. Of course, we'll never really know. But there is like a conspiracy around that. Of course, Alex Jones has a whole thing about us afterwards. But also there's another design. I guess a designer. And that's one. Well, another thing about the chef is that, I mean, he's at his. It's just strange. I mean, he's at his hotel. He just off some stuff. I don't know. Who knows? It's just, there are things that just don't add up. I mean, you think that would be like a. Of course, we haven't had the full knowledge of it. It just happened, but of course, anything going to the media, but there's no signs, and all of a sudden it just does this is kind of strange. So there are signs of things aren't making sense. So I don't really connect to him that much. I don't really. Not big on a celebrity chef. Of course, Gordon Ramsay is, but anyway. But with, yeah, it's strange, but with this one in New York, let's see, where are we going at? Okay, there's Anthony. I mean, I feel his energy clearer now than I did earlier. Now it feels. It was like I didn't even feel him anywhere. So you can say trapped in or astral or somewhere, or a transition. But I still feel he did not kill himself, from what it feels. As for her, it felt there was something else going on. And she hung herself also earlier this week. And it's just very, it's not adding up. Of course, once again, there's no way to really prove it. So yeah, it's a mess at this time. Yeah, it's. I mean, I was going to. Funny though. I mean, not funny, but funny. I was going to do a video about suicide, but I changed my mind. And then this happened with the chef. It's like, okay, maybe I'll change my mind on that. I wasn't going to do it. I was just going to say, just stay out of it. Because somebody I was talking to on Facebook, she said, because of, I don't like bringing this up, but channeling Eric, I don't like going. I mean, he's doing a lot of good work, but you kill yourself and you go to heaven is not accurate, and it's unfortunate that is being broadcast from China. I don't know if it is or not, but I mean, they're doing good work. I don't connect to anything Eric does. I don't want anything to do with it. But they're doing good for those that are out there Glad they have super big numbers, good for them, and I don't want anything to do with them. But I'd rather just stay in the corner of nowhere here and be connected to that. But he's doing a lot of good, and that's what matters. But that's the thing. That's where I don't want to go into it too deeply, but that's the thing. It's like, oh look, I'm cool. I'm making people fart. I'm doing all of this, and I killed myself so I can go and do all. It's just, everything's fine after it's not true. It's a trick. Killers, killers, it's like the whole thing with the 12 virgins. And this is what I was going to make the video about, so I just said I'm not going to go into it, but here we are. It's like you get 12 virgins after you kill yourself. It's the same thing. Oh, I'm going to heaven, everything's great, and I have slight depression, but it's okay. I might be a dark entity, but hey, who cares? This is why I'm not that popular in spirit communities, because it's just shit. When you get into the truth of it, it's gross. But yeah, this is why I don't do this for a living, and that's fine. So just when you get to the inside of it, it's pretty. When you see the interconnect, it's not as glamorous as it seems like on the out. It's just not. So not to say I connect to a lot of people, man, I do, but not as much as Eric. But I wish I would hear this. It's like, you kill yourself, it's a trick, you're going to go to a place that's not friendly. I'll give you an example of what I get from that. It feels, I don't know why I tap into it, but I do. It feels like when you kill yourself, you go into like another realm. You're instantly there, bam. From what I can feel, it's a lot of powerful energies are around you. It's like it's blowing, but there's no breeze. There's like just a lot of vibrations going. And the first thing that comes to mind is like, what have I done? Because then you see things there that are horrible. People say they don't believe in hell. Now there are some that, anyway, everybody has to make their own choice, of course. Do whatever you want to do. Not everybody's going to go through this, I guess. Do whatever you want to do. You have the choice, but it's there's dark entities that pretend that they're friendly, pretend that they're angels, and they look all beautiful, and when you connect to it, it ends up being something that's very dark, and you turn into something that you're not half proud of. And that's what happens when you commit suicide. Now there are some that do have like brain injuries, like what is his name? But you can't function at all. There's Ernest Hemingway. Yeah, electric shock therapy could not function at all. So he blew his head off. I think he went cross right over that problem. There are certain situations, like with schizophrenia. People are like schizophrenia. Like, of course, I guess Eric was kind of like that, but I don't trust Eric. It's like I just don't trust him. I've seen too much darkness around him. I mean, he's bringing light to people, but then there's another side that's very not pleasant. It's like a misconception there. But there are some that have schizophrenia that are they can't live in this world, so they kill themselves. And I believe they do go to the other side, but there is also some where they do connect to. There's different levels. Everyone's different, and you connect to different parts of lower astral that aren't pleasant. But if you're just super selfish and you're saying that your health is bad, but you can survive it, but you just don't because you're just weak or whatever it might be, blow your head off. I've had a connection with somebody like that, and they go into darkness, and of course they show up to some people. Oh, I'm white, I'm positive, and then somebody that's a little bit more open. It's like, this guy's not light. This is darkness. Pretending is light. So that does exist. That's why the spiritual stuff is tricky. Yeah, it's not fun. It's just a whole nother ball game. I mean, for the most part, I believe most people are connected to the right entities, but there are cases where things aren't what it seems. So, whatever it might be, I know I shouldn't be bashing Eric and all that, but you know, when it comes to suicide, I've dealt with suicide, and it's very, you know, it's ruined lives, and people are feeling like they ruin the, you know, they ruin their own lives, and they have their life to go on, and they ruin it because of this guy who is very selfish and very dark. Of course, it's a case by case, but what situation I was in, it's like this guy was already scum already. This is not Eric, somebody else, but of course people love him anyway, and they throw their whole lives out the window. They blame everything on depression because of him, and they're victims. It's just, oh God, whatever. So that's their. So yeah, it's complicated. So who knows what's the whole story on it? Because like with, yeah, it's weird with this whole thing with the chef. I mean, most likely they have a body and all, obviously, but there's just things that are just don't add up. So whatever happened to him, it's being blocked. Let's put it that way. So they can do whatever they want, and I mean, astrally you can get attacked and you just blow your head off. I mean, and that's what happened in this other case actually. You just you gotta be strong. They're very tricky. They'll trick you into suicide, thinking everything will be fine if you blow your head off, and end up being somewhere not so friendly. So that's how they get you. This is what they want everybody to do. They want everybody under their dark control. Lovely world we have here, isn't it? So yeah, this is we're in battle. We're in war here, basically. That doesn't mean you have to connect to it, but it's you know, you don't have to absorb you, but it can. Yeah, it's like Suicide Week. And we have the Bilderberg group. A bunch of old guys getting together, and I see a lot of reptilians around that. Let's see. Yeah. So, I mean, I think these guys are losing, I mean, not quickly, but I believe they're losing their power, their influence over time. Of course, that might seem like that, but I don't take them too seriously. I mean, obviously they're running the show still, but I don't take them too seriously. I mean, yeah, I should take them seriously, but I don't take them seriously. Just, I mean, it's important, but it's not important type of thing. It's like, you know, don't give them the power. Don't make them don't feel like they're better than anybody, or they're not. You just, you know, take away their money. What do you got? Nothing. A bunch of hot air, basically. So yeah, it's a strange times we are living in. It is very very tricky situation we are in this world, for sure. Okay, for those that are new to all this, ZionTower.com, we have private sessions throughout next week. This calendar. We have Google Hangout, Zoom, and channeling by phone. Also have the shop. That's about 1 to 5 days for answering, hopefully. Also added a contact thing for private sessions and webinar contact. Because the webinar thing, not everyone knows how to. Yeah, it's not the easiest thing to set up. They don't. Nothing's easy unless you win the lottery. Let's see here. So this is the easiest one to sign up on. We also have the alternative one, which I don't really recommend, but it does work. This is one that gets real complicated. You can't get it, sign in, and it's all a bunch of madness. Yeah, not much I can do about that. I can't find anything better, but this one's the easiest one. And if you don't get a link or anything, just contact me and I'll take care of it. If you can cancel anything also, or renew, or whatever it might be, just contact here or here, whatever you like, but this might make it a little bit easier. Whatever you want to do. Oh yeah, we also have Spirit Social. You can submit questions here, and also have other channelers and healers that I do recommend. I think my audio is working. Yeah, and we have Patreon also if you'd like to support the channel, and the Rabbit if you wish. Also have the social network here. I'll be posting some things here eventually when I get around to it. It's been a long week as usual. And also has a rabbit here that I'm working on to movie career. Well, not movie career, but publicity is on its way. You know, everybody has a voice. So, yeah, is Anthony, let's see, I don't think he killed himself, but it looks like he did when you connect to the body physically. Yeah, whatever they did, they made it look very real, and it's unfortunate. Remember, they do psychic attacks, and I'm not sure what he was involved with. I don't know if I want to get involved with that, but there's conspiracy after conspiracy. I don't really want to go into all of that, but his soul obviously is troubled, but I think he'll get more powerful as once he transitions. I think he has transitioned. It's just there's a lot of negative stuff around the world, and you can say another way for him. He's not going to connect people spiritually to awaken people, because I believe there was a spiritual side of him. Not to say he wanted to die that soon, but I believe he was actually quite awake from what I can pick up at this moment. So, of course, it's not something you can go public with. So, there's going to be some things obviously you can't fully prove, obviously, but I don't probably be able to prove any of this so far. Just whatever's on the headlines. You can't even prove that, really. But I just have to go with it. Especially the families that are connected to him. It's just it's terrible. Yeah, suicide. I mean, going by the story on, it still sucks, especially when you're through. It's just it's not. It just rips the family apart, basically. I mean, I haven't been through it in my family, but something close to it, at least. But I've been through others. At least the one I had to deal with, some just want to be victims forever, unfortunately. When you connect to someone of darkness, not to say at least relationship-wise, that's their story, that's your direction. Of course, with the family, it's a different story. That's their blood. When you have someone in your blood that's not mentally operating correctly, that lives on the edge and thinks he's cool and has women everywhere and all that, Anyways, it's a mess. That's what I had to deal with. It's not pleasant. It's like the ugly version of a rock star. God, jeez. Yeah. It's like a flat tire that's driving on forever, basically. Yeah. But some are just going to mourn forever. I mean, I understand with the family, it's one thing, but when you have a partner that's going to mourn forever for that, when you kind of wonder what's up, what's going on anyway. Alright, enough about that. So, yeah, I mean, obviously you got to make your own choices. But suicide, you think that's going to be all wonderful, and you might want to think again about that. Yeah, because that can go on forever. Especially there's a lot of deception there. There's a lot of deception. They come back, hey, look, I'm positive, look, and it's, hey, kill yourself if you like me. It's fucking disgusting. It's just so gross. Think about that. So you gotta, I mean, you find out for yourself. I mean, that's, you can make your own choices, but I wouldn't trust that. Or I wouldn't trust a being that committed suicide without helping everybody. I would not trust that. I mean, yeah, it's helping people. Take the help and leave. It's like, because there's other stuff going on that you're not seeing behind the scenes. It's just ego trip with some that are involved with it. It's just not a pleasant sight. Oh, we have all these numbers, we're famous, and all of this nonsense. Yeah. Okay. Religion has that too. They have a lot of popularity, and there's a lot of darkness around that too. See? We're of the positive. Look at the Pope. Hiding darkness. Look at all the pedophilia behind that. Where, same thing. Doesn't have a suicide written on it, but still, okay, I'm all positive. There's darkness all behind me, or within me, whatever it might be. Go to those cathedrals and all that. So yeah, yeah, there's a lot of black magic going on this week. It is Bilderberg week, so that is kind of odd. It's hard to say. Is the whole thing with the chef to get attention away from the Bilderberg? That's very strange, but you never know. It's hard to say, but now you can't always connect to everything. You're not gonna make it that easy, but it'd be fascinating to know that. But it is. There are no coincidences, especially with darkness, but there is light. As darkness shows itself more, one day we will see more of what's happening here. Like I said, the Bilderberg group, I don't think they're that powerful anymore. I believe they were at one time, but I believe they've been stripped quite a bit. Not to say their influence isn't there, some kind, but they're still there. It's just so lovely world we have here. Okay, how about some positive news? Jeez. I wasn't, like I said, I wasn't really going to go into any of this, but then the thing with the chef happens, like, I might as well get into something. So, let's put it, I mean, it's, yeah, it's, yeah, the lady, I forget, was it Clinton Foundation, the one with the fashion designer, the female that took her life this week, she's connected to Clinton Foundation. I feel conspiracy all around. There's something, things there are not what they seem. So, but yeah, these beings can attack you, and especially if you're a black magician, I imagine it can be quite intense. Or, I mean, seriously, complete black magic can occur. So, I mean, I've come close to something like that. So, I imagine many others have. So, it can be very, you know, just destroy your self-worth and just screw your mind and just really put you into a dark state. So it's not easy to shake off either. So these things are real. In mainstream society, of course, they'll just brush it off, but yet they're under its taboo because they call murder okay. Murder is normal. Child molestation is normal. It's just life. Work condition, being a slave is normal. You know, what do they know? I mean, it's like, what do you people know? They don't know anything. It's like most of society does not know. It's like they tell you all this stuff's normal, and it's not. You know, you shouldn't have a kid and scared about your kid all the time. So yeah, it's terrifying to have a child these days. I mean, it wasn't easy before, but now it's like a war zone now. It's just, don't drink anything, don't eat anything, don't touch anything. It's like, jeez. So, alright, anyway, enough of that. Enough of all that. We're bringing an angel. How about that? A positive angel, for that matter. Jeez. Jeez. Yeah, Cabal energies are, they're going to do things of the extreme to keep the relevance here. They know that they can play the society easily. So, especially those connected to the mainstream media. The mainstream media is obviously under Cabal control because they're trying to have more suicide. Yeah, suicide rates went up also. That's another thing of bringing it up here. It's like, yeah, it's these souls that, I mean, this is where the lower astral gets stronger. A suicide, lower astral gets stronger, and we get attacked more here. You know, think about it. I mean, more negativity hits us. It's like somebody commits suicide, you're just minding your own business, you're open, you're aware of what's going on, and you get attacked by that, whoever it was that killed himself. I mean, seriously, that can't happen. Probably has, you know. Yes. So it's a real deal here. Yeah, the more suicides, the more powerful darkness becomes. It's more death here, more darkness becomes. So this is what we're here to heal. You know, that's why the human trafficking and all that, just more darkness here. So the idea is to steer out of all that. It's a heavy, yeah, it's not life, it is mass manipulation. It needs to stop. It will. Slowly. So we're coming up to more alien disclosure too. I'll go into that tomorrow. Well, let's see what comes through. I'll give that a break. But yeah, this is heavy. We're in heavy times. We're times of awareness, times of magician abilities, of the positive, to understand your world. How do you understand it? Just look at it differently. That's all. That's the thing about the conspiracies. They can kind of take you into like a black hole, unfortunately. But even connecting to it through the, through metaphysics, it's not always easy. Nothing is, to get the honest truth. 'Cause you can't always prove it. You connect to certain things. You're not always sure, like with a suicide, is it suicide or is it death and all that, because you can also confuse yourself or what it might be, or you get attacked during that connection. Anything is possible. But can you truly prove it? Not really. It'd be nice to be able to connect to it spiritually, but also to prove it, in the real time. But that's what makes our world so complicated, because they don't make it easy. So, but the idea is for us to make it easy. We're working towards that. More people become aware of looking at life differently without these manipulations will turn things around. Little by little, of course. So, alright, bring in somebody of positive vibrations to cut through all of this. Yeah, because it feels like the world is in mourning. Not just because of that, of course, there's other things going on in the world, of course. Yemen, Syria, Africa, poverty everywhere. I mean, there's also that, so I don't want to dwell too much into all that, but yeah, that's all heavy energies. But yeah, that's just the higher weights are just having a blast with it. But I believe also they are in fear, so they're going to push on the darkness even more on us, as they have been through medicine and all that, because I believe they are coming to an end eventually. It takes time, but more is going to open up. Their power over this earth is cracking, and it's going to continue to break down. So over time. So, and in some ways they don't. I mean, I think there's higher ways that don't care, because it's all just a game anyway. They're here to teach us, and so. But then there are others that do care, that are just making life hell for us. So, anyways, all right. Positive energies from the angels. Much love, and we'll see who we have here. All right, much love. Greetings to you, I am Raphael. Blessings. Yes, your transition into the fourth dimension. As you bring more honesty to your timelines, more honesty to yourselves, it's basically not allowing fear to hold you down. Or transition to the higher vibrations. It's basically, this third dimension, yes, is becoming weaker and more knowledge is becoming to you. Basically, you'll be able to open up a magazine and see the truth instead of a lie. Or go to your internet, but I believe the magazines will also eventually feel like their deception is no longer working. As in basically, they can't hide their lies any longer, as there will be truth. Now, not all truths will be known. As for the recent deaths at this moment, I realize those souls are assisting now in your ascension process. At least the two of them here. And even those that are of the human trafficking vibration, many of those are actually angels. They knew exactly why they came into this world. They're here to assist. They'd be part of the blood of your earth, the suffering of your planet, and to come back to assist you, to help you see more of who you are, what you came here to do. As yes, this is all part of the plan. Not everything is part of the plan. Not every death is part of the plan. But as you evolve, much changes in your future. Not everything is going to be known. Yes, in the spirit realms we see things very clearly, but we see options. You are always making transitions, changes. So the future is known, but how you approach it is usually unknown. At least for us, we do see it, but to see you unravel it, to open it up on your own, is quite a show. And you living it is what matters most. You living this of the unknown is very powerful. You realize how much you learn of not seeing your future. How many of these alien beings see the future? Many of them. You are in a world that does not. And that does crack open your energy field of basically you are connecting to new things in a way that you did not see coming, so your reaction is very powerful, especially with a death. And as for unraveling the truth, you all know the truth of the higher realms. You know exactly what happened on your world. But in this world there is tanglement, as you can see. Is the truth truly matters? Yes. Will you reach it? That is the whole point of you being here, is to find your truth. More of you wanting the truth, you will find it. There's not that many here that want it. There are some, yes. But realize, is that your whole population? No. Most of your population looks the other way. It takes what is told to them, and that is that. Correct. As you see. So more of you want to know the truth. Just digging into it. Yes, you might get 2 or 3 truths, but eventually you'll find the true. But most of your society is not looking for that. It's looking the other way. Of course, you have other things to do in your lives, but you can find the truth within yourself. You can look right here, and many aren't looking here. They look other places. You're looking somewhere, but many are not even looking anywhere. Not even here. How much of being human is a mystery? Most of it, right? Well, how much of it do you want to do? You want to connect to your guides, your angels. Who do you want to unravel around yourself? How do you clear depression? There are many ways of doing so. But how many put efforts into themselves instead of adding a substance instead? As you can clear, change your vibration. New friends, new connections, a cat, a dog. There are elements around you to connect, to remove depression, nature. As yes, there's many challenges, but the more truth you want in your reality, you will find it, but many are finding difficulties to reach that. As the negativity you're so used to. You're so used to getting information from others, as for pills, as for false medicines. Even your news is a false medicine, as for the mind. It's a place of information, unlikely, more like a place of disinformation, basically to tangle you up even further into the web. So realize that the truth of everything is actually within you. Not always the easiest to connect to, but that is the idea. It's the idea to carve out the truth. The more of you connect to what is truly happening here, you will finally reach it. As yes, it is a maze. It's a maze done on purpose for you to get discouraged and shut down. The idea is to keep that fire going, and eventually you will find what awaits you all. Blessings to you, Mount Raphael. Much love. Okay, we'll just leave it at that. Okay, much love everyone. Blessings. Thank you for connecting, and I'll be back here tomorrow. Have a great weekend. We'll see you soon. Much love.